Hello future millionaire and welcome to our video. Unnecessary expenses are among the main villains of a good household budget. They occur without planning and wreak havoc with finances, making financial planning difficult and the practice of saving money impossible. In this way, it is almost impossible to maintain the balance of accounts and have good planning. We are here to help you. In this video, we've gathered everything you need to know to cut unnecessary expenses in your everyday life and make the most of your money. Check out our tips. Leave your like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on amazing tips like this. What is financial balance? Financial balance is when there is a healthy relationship between income and expenses. That is, you don't spend more than you earn, your debts are managed according to your income, and there is good financial planning. There's no secret, household expenses need to be planned according to each need and family budget. Although the concept is simple to understand, achieving financial balance is not always easy, since you have to learn to deal with your own finances, know how much you earn and how much you spend, invest, among other practices that are part of a good education. Financial. What is the importance of financial education? Financial education is a skill that all of us can develop to take better care of our money. It is through it that we learn to save, invest, save money for emergencies, avoid unnecessary expenses, and have financial balance. Therefore, the importance of financial education lies precisely in the objective of achieving financial balance. It is by developing this skill that we can take control of our finances and use our money in the best possible way. We recognize the need to bring quality information to people about how to take better care of their own money. How to avoid unnecessary expenses. Considering that unnecessary expenses are among the main villains of the household budget, it is essential to know how to avoid these expenses to achieve financial balance every month. Follow these tips. Make a list of your expenses. To know where you are spending unnecessarily, it is essential to know all your expenses. So start by making a list of your expenses. The ideal is to list everything, from the health plan to that little cup of coffee at the bakery. It is very important that you know what all your expenses are within a month, so that you can understand which ones are considered unnecessary and can be cut from your budget. This is much easier than it seems. Let's give some examples of expenses. Electricity, water bill, IPTU or rent, school or college tuition, health insurance, dental plan, supermarket, transport, pay TV or streaming services, mobile internet and Wi-Fi, pet shop, food for delivery, meals away from home. These are some examples of expenses that we can have in a month. Build your list including each of the items and amounts paid in the 30-day period to know where your money is going. Identify unnecessary expenses. Once you make a list of all your expenses, it will be much easier to identify unnecessary expenses. In short, they are those expenses that you can cut from your budget, as they are not essential and consume part of your salary. To identify unnecessary expenses, just evaluate each of your expenses and consider whether it is really important or if it can be avoided. Pay special attention to spending on services such as internet, streaming subscriptions, among others. Hire only the plans that are necessary for you. Other items that usually stand out on the list of expenses are food away from home and delivery orders. Both provide avoidable expenses, so consider making your own meals to avoid this budget drain. Want more examples of unnecessary spending? See this list. Pay TV that nobody watches. Credit card fees and insurance. Sophisticated products that are easy to replace. Postpaid cellular plan instead of control plan. Excessive use of private transport apps. Excess and impulse purchases. Expensive products just for the brand. Use your credit card wisely. Another way to avoid unnecessary expenses is to use your credit card with conscience. Many of the debts that occur inconsequentially are paid in installments on the credit card to give that false sense of control over finances. By the way, having a credit card with a disproportionate limit compared to the family income is another villain of the household budget. The means of payment makes you think you have more purchasing power, when in fact the amount you can spend is on how much you receive and not on the credit you have. Therefore, using your credit card with conscience is a way to avoid unnecessary expenses, as you will think twice before buying something with this payment method. Avoid paying interest. Interest is unnecessary expense that can be avoided by paying on time or in advance. They are also big expense villains, so avoid delaying payments. They can still increase the debt amount exponentially, generating a large expense in your budget without planning. Make a plan. Another tip to avoid unnecessary expenses is to have good financial planning. All your income and expenses must be organized monthly so that no debt arises outside of what was planned. Planning is also important for certain periods of the year, when there are more expenses than at other times, such as in the first months, when you have to pay enrollment fees and taxes, for example. Planning finances is also useful for leisure time, when you decide to travel with the family and enjoy the holidays without generating surprises and unnecessary expenses. Practice conscious consumption. To achieve financial balance, it is essential that you practice conscious consumption. To buy consciously is to make good choices. Through this practice, you avoid unnecessary expenses, being advantageous for your pocket and also for the environment. How to renegotiate a debt. Renegotiating a debt is also an important factor to avoid unnecessary expenses, as a debt can generate huge costs with interest and fines. In this case, know that the negotiation takes place between the indebted person and the creditor, where the two seek the option that pleases both. Why create an emergency reserve? To achieve financial balance, avoid unnecessary expenses, and have more control of your finances, you need to create an emergency reserve, an amount that you save to use only in really necessary situations. It is very important to have this reserve so as not to be taken by surprise when an emergency arises. Since, without that amount, you end up resorting to a credit card, personal loan, or other line of credit to cover unexpected expenses, generating a higher expense with fees and interest and compromising the budget with a debt. With the emergency reserve, if a financial unforeseen event arises, you can pay the expense in cash and have your assets protected. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Share this video with people who need this type of content. Don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our tips on how to get rich in 2023.